Hey, it's Bruce Music here. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to be incredibly lucky and others aren't? Well, recently I did a teleseminar just on the topic of luck with my good friend Damien Sen. And in my research and preparation for the teleseminar, I came across this book called The Luck Factor, which is actually a whole bunch of research by a professor called Dr. Richard Wiseman. And Dr. Richard Wiseman studied about 400 test subjects and surveyed them and discovered some of them considered themselves lucky and others considered themselves unlucky. And it turned out that the ones that considered themselves lucky and reported that they were lucky in their life had a whole bunch of things in common. And as a result of this teleseminar with Damien, we had a whole lot of questions about luck. So I thought what I'd do is I'd just kind of revisit, for those of you who didn't listen to the teleseminar yet, you can listen down below. But for those of you who want the quick condensed version of what it is that has lucky people be lucky, here are the 4 distinctions that Richard Feynman came up with in his research and outlined in this book, The Luck Factor. So the first one, and I'm reading from my computer screen over here on my right, is that lucky people make their own luck. They create, notice, and act upon chance opportunities in their lives. And one of the things that stood out for me here about his research was he discovered that lucky people actually initiated conversations, random conversations with strangers. And I started thinking, why is it that people that initiate conversations with strangers tend to be more lucky? And I figured that actually the vehicle in which luck arrives in most of our lives is people. That we get lucky through people. Opportunities tend to arrive through other people. So it makes sense then that if we're initiating more conversations with other people, we're giving the universe, quote unquote, more opportunities for us to have luck delivered towards us. He also discovered that lucky people tend to smile more than other people. They also tended to engage in open hand gestures, like this, when talking. Sorry, my shoulders are up here like this, as opposed to hands down. They had palms up, kind of open hand gestures with other people. And they also tended to uncross their arms and legs and face the people that they're speaking to. So these are just some of the interesting little research characteristics that lucky people had, right? So the second distinction Richard Feynman had around luck was that lucky people trusted their gut. And not only did they trust their gut and make decisions based on their intuition, they also went out of their way to actively develop their intuition in some way. They either meditated or visualized or did some kind of quietening of the mind process. And this is, if you've been watching my videos, I've been preaching this gospel for as long as I can remember about the power of visualization, the power of meditation, the power of quietening the mind. And I have a whole bunch of techniques for doing that. Probably my most well-known one is the Relaxation for Manifestation audio MP3 that you can use for visualizing and for attracting your goals. Okay, so lucky people went out of their way to amplify their luck by visualizing or by meditating or some kind of relaxation practice. The third distinction that Richard Feynman came up in his study of lucky people was that lucky people expect the good. So they tend to set goals and they're determined. They don't give up on their goals, right? Again, you've heard me talk about this, and you've probably been in the self-help world or the personal development world for a while. You've heard people talk about setting goals. Well, it's kind of obvious. When you give your mind a target to lock onto, you have something to focus on. When you don't have a goal and you don't give your mind a target to lock onto, your mind kind of focuses on its default target, which tends to be the past. And we go round and round and round, repeating the past, and then we die. Yep, that's what most people do, particularly most unlucky people. However, lucky people set goals, visualize their goals, and go about taking action to make them happen. So that was the third distinction. Lucky people expect the good, and they expect their interactions with other people to turn out well, right? The fourth principle that Richard Feynman came up with in his study of lucky people was that lucky people fix their luck. They're able to transform their bad luck into good fortune. So they're able to see both sides of the coin. That when something quote-unquote bad happens, they're able to turn around and see the benefit to the bad thing that happened. They're able to see how they actually gained, what they learned, or so on and so forth. Lucky people, they don't dwell on their ill fortune, but they tend to take constructive steps to prevent more bad luck happening in the future. So what he's saying here in his research is that they're proactive. Okay, lucky people are proactive. They prevent bad luck happening in the future by taking steps to make sure it doesn't happen in the future. They don't dwell on their ill fortune, and they're able to see the positive side of their bad luck. So once again, just to quickly summarize, what are the 4 factors that Richard Feynman found all lucky people had in common was: 1, they made their own luck. They created, noticed, and acted upon chance opportunities in their lives. 2, they made decisions based on their gut and their intuition, and they took steps to further their intuition by meditating or visualizing. 3, they expected good things to happen to them, right? They created goals, and they expected their good luck to continue in the future. They attempted to achieve their goals even if the chances of success seemed slim, and they expected their interactions with other people to turn out luckily. And the fourth principle was they fixed their luck. They were able to turn bad things into benefits or positives. So that's just a quick summary of what I learned from Richard Feynman. I have really just skimmed the surface of his research, and I'm probably insulting him by presenting it like this in one sense, because he's done so much detailed research. If you want to find out more about Richard Feynman's work, go and read the book The Luck Factor. You can order it on Amazon.com. And really, really great book on your local bookstore. Your local bookstore should stock it. I also have put together a luck bundle. So for those of you who listened to the call, you heard my offer of the luck bundle. And my luck bundle was a bundle together, and still is, of my most luck-inducing products. So if you're interested in learning how to increase your luck based on a lot of the scientific principles that Richard Feynman discovered in his research, go and click on the link down below. It's www.luckbundle.com. www.luckbundle.com. And in luckbundle.com, you're going to get a very special offer. I'm not going to show it to you here, but there is the link. www.luckbundle.com. If you like my high-tech videoing. I decided I wasn't going to spend 3 hours editing this video, that I want to just get low-tech, so I'm just kind of holding things up here. Anyway, if you go to luckbundle.com, you'll be able to get hold of a whole bunch of my products at a ridiculously lucky price, and I highly recommend you go and check it out by clicking on the link down below. So I hope you found this video useful. Please leave me your comments down below if you're watching this on my blog. If you're not watching this on my blog, you can go and check out my blog at www.designer-life.com/blog. designer-life.com/blog. So click on the link down below, check the luck bundle, and have an absolutely lucky day. Talk to you soon. This is Bruce Music signing off. Ciao. Now I need to figure out where my remote control is so I can stop the video. There we go.